Hello, feral woman here, out with the pups, doing our morning walk. It's about, I don't know, the sun rises here around 5, so if you want to beat the sun, you got to get out pretty quick. But it's been raining here the past few days, so Charlie's got zoomies. We've not been able to get out the past couple mornings, which impacts them pretty significantly, but we're out now. So I'm in the new house. It's super cute. He's still doing some work to it because he wasn't exactly planning to rent it out when he did. So we've still got a couple things. I still don't have hot water. But one thing I do have, which I plan to share shortly, is a big coconut tree. And when I got to the house, one of the workers had shucked 2 of the coconuts, so then they're just in the brown part, and put them in the fridge for me. And I learned how to open them with a knife. And so the past couple days, I've been having uber fresh coconut water, cold coconut water from my fridge, and I'm addicted. I've got 5 more coconuts that have fallen since, and I was going to try to get this guy to shuck them for me just to help support the economy, or the local economy, but I don't think he's very close. So next step in the journey is my own machete so that I can do the coconut. So that's been just, I don't know, cherry on top of this whole situation. So the house is pretty perfect. My daughter's coming soon. Super excited to see her. There's something I was so I'm having some interesting issues about my vehicle. I don't think I've shared about this yet. My visa, my passport stamp is good for 180 days, 6 months here. When I went through the border, I didn't have enough cash to get 180 days of insurance. I only had enough cash to get 90 days because at the border you can only use cash and they don't have ATMs. So I figured I could re-up it's called a TIP, temporary import permit. You have to have insurance in order to get the TIP. So then they match the TIP to whatever your insurance is. And so I figured I could go downtown San Jose, or up here in Limon, or even to the border to extend it. But then I'm reading on the internet that's not the case. So I've heard from different people on Facebook that they've just gotten 180 days at the border, which I wish I could have done. And then other people saying, oh, just go extend it. But if you look online, there's apparently a rule that your vehicle, a foreign plated vehicle, can only be in the country for 90 days every 180 days. So the options otherwise are to leave the country, and you can't bring it back in for another 90 days. So fortunately, I figured this out before I did my run to Panama, which was the plan. I was going to leave the animals here, take maybe a night or even that, go to Panama, turn around and come back. But had I done that, they would have locked my vehicle out of the country for 3 months, and Panama does not allow you to store your vehicle unless you're in the country. So I'd have been stuck like Chuck. So thank God I figured that, or found that out. But now it's a matter of what am I going to do with this other 3 months? So I went ahead and reached out to the Aduana, the customs in Limon. He asked for my passport number and picture of my passport stamp to show the date that I entered, and then my TIP information. So he didn't just tell me no, which is good. But it was a couple days ago that he asked for that on Friday, so I didn't expect an answer over the weekend. But now it's almost Wednesday, or it is Wednesday. Haven't heard anything yet, but that's okay, I'll check. But it gives me a little hope that maybe they can just extend it. If they don't extend it, I have purchased a bicycle, a used cute bike. It's not cute. It's a man's bike, and it's black. It's aluminum. It's very plain. It's got a basket on the front, but the seat is cute on the back. It's got the Rastafari flag, which I don't know, very unique. I like it. I don't know how unique it is. It's a seat brand, but now it's my bike, and I had to learn to ride it again, but then also realized I needed to lower the seat because I almost hurt myself the few times that I was riding it before doing so. But now that I've lowered the seat a little better, makes being here in the city a lot more of an intimate experience. And I love it. I absolutely love being on that bike. Of course, certain parts of me had to get used to that again, but not a problem. We're working on it. So if they don't extend my TIP, I will store my vehicle. You can suspend the TIP, so I would suspend it for like where I still had about a week left on it so I could get out of the country when I need to. And then you have to store it in a government bonded warehouse, which there's one in Limon, which is about an hour from here. So if they aren't going to extend it, I'm going to have to put her away for 3 months. And then should I choose to stay here another 6 months, the plan would be store it for a month, use it for a month, store it for a month, use it for a month. Now, hopefully that's not going to be what needs to happen, just because I really like my car. But the other part of me is up for the challenge of living without it. And even just the thought of living without it caused me to go get a bike and begin to experience the area in a way that I wouldn't have otherwise. And I really, really like it. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Otherwise, gone through another round of expat grief. And yes, I know we're not supposed to use the word expat, but guys, it's just, you can call me an immigrant, that's fine. It's just labeling these things. So expat grief is actually a phenomenon that occurs for people that leave their home country. And I went through a pretty intense experience of it in Mexico about 3 weeks after I left. And then I went through it again here fairly recently. And the topic was my dog, my little dog that died in October, or not October, in December. She died in Oaxaca City. And hope I'm not repeating myself here. I don't think I've shared about this. And she was 16. It's time for her to go. Actually, yeah, I did. I remember somebody saying they had a multi-crew. So going through some of that was intense and interesting, and always makes me question whether or not I want to go back to the States. And then I think about it, and I'm like, the sensory overload would be so insane. But just also the attitudes of a lot of the arrogance that you don't really encounter outside of the U.S. The unkind, like it's just not nearly as friendly or open. But then also just driving on the road there would be absolutely insane. And here you don't have any chain anything. So you don't have any stores that you recognize. You don't have any morning. You don't have any stores you recognize. You don't have any restaurants you recognize. It's just all original stuff, which is really cool. So went through some of that, and now I'm kind of settling into the new place. It wasn't wasn't ready on the day it was supposed to be, which was I kind of expected. He said it would only take a couple weeks, but when I did the walkthrough, I grew up doing construction with my dad, and I'm like, okay. So they're still doing some work there, which is fine. If I were a tourist, that would matter a lot more in the sense that you're using up your vacation time. But here it's okay, and it gave me this little house that I love. I'm trying to think what else has been going on. Been making some good food. Moved pretty much away from packaged foods. My new routine is egg white omelet with 1 yolk, 3 eggs, 1 yolk, with oyster mushrooms sauteed in coconut oil. And then I have these mozzarella cheese slices, so I put that on top. And it's so yummy. There's garlic in there too, and salt. And then steaming a lot of vegetables, or not steaming anymore because I don't have any way to steam them except the pot. Now, the place I'm at doesn't have a stove or a convection oven or an air fryer, so everything's in the pot. But making veggies with olive oil, garlic, salt, and found that I have a new love for mushrooms. I don't know where that came from. Not the psychedelic ones are great too, but no, I'm talking about the real ones, or the nutritional ones. And been doing that. Made some patacones last night again in honor of Tarzan, my time there. Very yummy. I make them with refried black beans and guacamole. Also frying them in coconut oil, and super yummy. So I've been pretty good with that side of things, and it just kind of naturally happened, the result of being here. Oh, also a lot of cottage cheese and pineapple, and a mango thrown in there every now and then, and of course some dark chocolate that I find here on the beach from people who sell them for troubled teens. So things are falling into place. I did have the freak out about the car, but we're here and we're still kicking, and we'll figure it out. So take care. Talk soon.